Yes.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Just Some Weebs episode 15. I'm with Connor and Eric, also known as Nitro's Corner and Shinigami Wolf. If I pronounced that right, it was a
You
tongue
did.
twister.
You did.
You did great, kid. You
But
did great.
thank you. But today we're going to be discussing the second half of Diamonds Unbreakable, and we're going to touch just a tad bit on Golden Wind because I have also started it, but I entered it a little bit more than Connor, but Connor's on episode 3.
Right.
So
I'm on 3.
So yeah, let's who wants to start with Diamonds of the second half of Diamonds Unbreakable?
I can start off since I just finished it last night.
Okay.
And I gotta say I think the Deadly Queen or Killer Queen was one of the coolest stands that we've seen so far. It had so much depth to it. And I really like how they're like adding this aspect where there's new levels, like Reverb has like multiple stages and Killer Queen has multiple abilities that it gains over time. And it kind of like, I don't know, it reminds me of like some similar shows where you can like not add restrictions or contracts or whatever like Nan that makes it stronger, but it's like it seems like they're developing extra abilities based off the stress that they're going through or like situations where like they're so desperate to survive and they like emerge these new abilities, which I find a really cool aspect, and I hope they continue that because
They do.
okay, dope. Because it makes like I can tell that they're like the stands are getting so much better, and I can't wait to see what they are in Golden Wind. Like even, I mean, I don't want to get into it yet, but I can't wait to see what's to come in part 5.
Going from Stars Crusaders to Diamonds Unbreakable, you can honestly see see the complete transformation and the amount of time they put into the thought of each stand that they made in Diamonds Unbreakable compared to Stars Crusaders. Because originally I thought Stars Crusaders was gonna be my favorite, but I can't say that now. I don't know. Diamonds Unbreakable is honestly like it's an argue. How do I say it? It's a fight, man. Because now that I'm watching Golden Wind, I don't know anymore because Golden Wind is
it just keeps going up.
Yeah, it gets better, and knowing that I'm not even at the episode 10 mark of Golden Wind.
Okay.
And the stands that I've seen so far, it's just a different. It's another level that I've not seen before. And one thing that I don't like about the English sub on Crunchyroll is they changed the names of the stands. Like, I think it was like for Black Sabbath, it was like Shadow Sabbath or something like that. And for Moody, was it Moody Jazz? What's the real name of Moody Jazz? Moody Blues. Because in the sub it says Moody Jazz, but it's actually known as Moody Blues. So it's just I wish they were more accurate with the subtitles in the Japanese sub or the English sub. So it's just it's those minor details that I wish I saw that would make it more cooler. But unfortunately, Connor has seen majority of JoJo and censored, so he hasn't got to see.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it was censored for the longest time when I was watching it. I was like, all these abilities, like they add these weird black marks to people, and I thought it was like part of the stand or something. And then I was like, wait, no, this is censored. It's just black blobs covering the blood.
So
like,
have you switched to Crunchyroll
or on my part?
Have you switched to Crunchyroll yet or no?
Yeah, I'd switch to Crunchyroll. Okay, I finished Diamonds Unbreakable. I watched like the last 6 episodes.
Have you got to the part where you see the big dude in Golden Wind?
I watched up until the fight with the Zipper Man ended.
Okay. So you're not there yet.
Yeah, I like just finished that. Like I ended with him talking about joining the gang.
Zipperman is such a odd stand. It's so different. Like, you would never expect the stand to like turn your body into Zipper. It's weird, but it's unique. And you gotta love the originality of the stands and all of JoJo because it's definitely it's definitely creative and it's definitely original to what JoJo is. And now that I've watched Golden Wind, I gotta start practicing the stand, not the poses, because can't watch JoJo without doing the poses. So, for Diamonds Unbreakable, I think I'll rate Diamonds Unbreakable at like a 8.5. I rated 8.5. And Diamonds Crusaders, Stardust Crusaders, I have to knock to an 8 because it's not at the same level now that I've seen Diamonds Unbreakable. And I wish that they showed Jotaro more, but I think they put him in enough to where you feel satisfied with the amount that you see Jotaro in Diamonds Unbreakable.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, as a whole, what did you think about Diamonds Unbreakable, Connor versus Stardust Crusaders?
I like to honestly double as much. Like I feel like each part for JoJo's for me just like builds upon what they had in the past, and especially even more so with Stardust Crusaders and on. Like the first two parts without having stands were kind of like, they were what they were, but as soon as like the stands are introduced, I think that it just really just is exponential from that point on. Really, and I really like the point where like, I mean, I guess they didn't really do it in the first part, but from part 2 to part 3, they had, Joseph kind of carried over into the next part, and then Jotaro carried over to the next part. And now we're seeing, is that, I always say his name wrong, Koichi? Koichi, yeah, he's carrying on. As far as I've seen, he's in the next part. So I like how they have like some of the best characters from the previous part in the next part, but they're not like, a main character. So they still can develop new people without like the focus being on, the past season or whatever. But I like how they kind of add that element to each season. So I think I'd give Diamonds Unbreakable probably, I'd honestly inch close to a 9 for me on that one.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I mean, I could adjust that once I see how good Golden Wind is. But
definitely. I would give Diamonds Unbreakable probably an 8. I like Diamonds Unbreakable, but I just felt like it dragged on for too long at certain parts, and it was harder for me to finish it.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think that as far as the dragging on goes and Diamonds Unbreakable, like that, I feel like there really wasn't like a main, I don't know, story or a main like enemy. Like Yoshikage Akira didn't really come in till I don't even know what episode. It was like probably maybe like 10 episodes or something like that, where it was just kind of random stuff happening, in my opinion.
It's kind of the same with Golden Wind, because I think I'm at like episode 7, episode 8, and I'm not really getting a antagonist vibe yet. It's just like the mob, like the Italian gangster mob, or the Italian mob is just trying to get money from a certain island, and this is, I don't know, I want to see who is the real antagonist, or the boss of the bosses. And
I'll give a little can I give a little insight onto that?
Yeah.
It is kind of similar in how it's like Diamonds Unbreakable, how you don't really see a main antagonist yet. You kind of see little bad guys here and there, and sort of it building up, because what's happening with Golden Wind is it's sort of what's happening right now isn't the main focus of what's about to happen. Like it's something, a bunch of crazy shit happens. Like it gets intense real fast.
Right.
And then you get to see who the main antagonist, you don't really get to see who it is for a little bit, but there's kind of hints here and there, and it's there. And then when he comes out, like all hell just breaks loose. But there's all these really great, because one thing that Golden Wind gets for being in JoJo's is for having the best cast, like having the best cast of characters and having the best cast of villains as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to see more and more of them, and it just really goes up from there. And when you get to the bad guy, I think we haven't gotten yet to see Davalo, but I think Davalo is infinitely better than Kira.
Right.
Really interesting bad guy when you get to Davalo.
Yeah, okay. I mean, speaking of that, Kira, like I thought Kira's ability, like Deadly Queen or Killer Queen, whatever you want to call it, was so cool. But I think that like the reason he wasn't that great, in my opinion, of a bad guy or antagonist was because his ability was so complex, and he didn't really get it until like he was already in a situation where he had to instantly start using it. I feel like he could have been so much more formidable if like he had time to really learn how to use his ability, because this, like the third part of was it Bites the Dust, is such an OP ability, and if he like had time to strategize and use that to like his real advantage, I think he could have.
But I feel like those like Kira's ability is more like a defend. I feel like it's more a defensive ability, you know, or like how do I say?
Yeah, it is in a way more of a like a defensive ability. Like you can't, you know, it allows him to live without people knowing.
And especially Bites of Dust, he would have never gotten Bites of Dust if he never was in like a life-threatening situation. Right. Or not even a life-threatening situation, but just a situation where it just will make him change everything that's, you know, he's worked for, he's done.
Right.
And it's just, I feel like he used how do I say Deadly Queen to the best of his ability, because he needed to be put in a certain situation in order to gain the ability that he had. And I feel like I kind of lost a lot of respect for Deadly Queen towards the ending, because it seemed just like he just showed all his trump cards or his playing cards. He laid out all his playing cards and then just, you know, got beat up. And I feel like he just went down such an unsatisfying way.
It was kind of anticlimactic. And my opinion is, I think Deadly Queen was the best part about Kira. Kira himself as a person wasn't really that cool.
I agree. Yeah,
he was more annoying, and then it's just
he was a little prick.
Yeah, and the hand thing. Oh yeah, at the end when he's just like, I saw the hand, it gave me a boner.
Yeah. I cut out the hands of the Mona Lisa.
But I just feel like Kira just thought he was smarter than what he really was, and he, you know, I'm not trying to get political, but he was like a Trump that, you know, how I say it, he was like the embodiment of Trump, and he's so full of himself, and he thinks he's more than what he really is, and he just gets covered, and that just it doesn't help the fact that he has such a amazing stand like Deadly Queen, and he just takes advantage of that and just ruins it completely, because Deadly Queen, it has a cool character design, it has a cool stand ability, it has cool stand abilities, but the stand user,
that's 50% of it right there, you know. Maybe more.
Yeah.
And then the way he died, honestly, I laughed so damn hard.
Yeah.
And it was a truly funny death, the way he died, because
bittersweet ending.
His head just got ran over, and that was it. And he still tried to fucking hit on a girl, or, you know, talk about how he wanted to, you know, take her hand and how sweet her hands are, and his whole monologue about how he took a portrait of Mona Lisa and just cut her down to her hands and just practically beat off to just Mona Lisa's hand. It made me so uncomfortable, and I was like, yo, I don't know what's worse, a hand fetish or a foot fetish now, because I've never thought anybody really had a hand fetish. But now Kira just put that whole idea in my head and just throw the whole character in the garbage for me, man.
Oh, Kira. I got a bold prediction for Golden Wind. Does Giovanna, is it Giovanna?
I think it's Giovanna.
Giovanna. Yeah.
Giovanna. Does he become the antagonist? Does he like kind of turn into Dio?
No, he doesn't. He kind of, well, the reason why Giorno is, a lot of people actually didn't really like him as compared to other Joe stars, but how Giorno is he's sort of figuring out who he is and if he's going to be good or bad. And, you know, he doesn't end up being good, but he's sort of figuring out who he is. And that's why a lot of the time he seems kind of silent, because he's so like confused of what type of person he should be or who he is.
He's still he's young, right?
Yeah,
he's like 15. Yeah.
I really like Giorno's stand ability. It's honestly different than any of the other ones we've seen.
It's really good.
it's like a pure inflicting a pure damage inflicting stand where like in order for it to really do damage, the other person has to do the damage, and it's like reverse. Like they just play a fucking Uno reverse card on somebody. So whenever, like, if I'm not mistaken, whoever does the damage on like on Giorno's ability takes a damage instead, if I'm not mistaken.
I haven't gotten that far yet. I've only seen him like grow stuff, create life,
Oh, okay.
like trees and whatnot.
And can he change
Fly.
like inanimate objects to living things, Eric, or like...
And objects, he can kind of make life appear out of nowhere. Like he has I'd say he has probably one of the best stand abilities out of all the Joe stars.
Right.
Okay.
Hermit Purple.
That was like
better
the
than
most useless. Oh man, that was the most useless stand ability. Hermit Purple.
Yeah, I just had no fighting, no offensive capabilities.
No, Joseph has to be the funniest JoJo yet, because just the way he yells things out just gives him such character. Oh my god!
Right.
He does that damn Japanese dubbing English, like when they speak the Japanese dub when they speak English, and it's just so bad. But they killed it with Joseph, man. They did an amazing job when he tried to speak English.
Right.
But yeah. So I'm curious though. So basically, because I know Connor hasn't made it to Sex Pistols yet.
Oh,
so is basically his stand just to be able to like change the trajectory of bullets, or like...
Yeah, it's you can change the trajectory of the bullets that he has, and there's also like certain rules to it. And what he can do, it's if he hits certain parts. I'm trying to remember like Mista's whole stand ability, but there's a little more nuance to it than just like changing the trajectory of the bullets.
I was gonna say, because that's kind of like what Whole Hog was in Stardust Crusaders.
No, yeah. It's a little more complicated.
Yeah, you gotta see it for yourself, because it's weird. It's different. It's definitely different. And I feel like Moody Blues it's kind of trash. I don't really like the Moody Blues stand.
Yeah,
is it just me?
It's all right. I kind of like it, but at the same time, I'd say it's probably... I mean, it's very useful to have as an assist stand, but on itself, it's not really that good.
Okay.
Right. I feel like that's kind of similar with was the guy from Diamonds Unbreakable? I could never say his name right. With the hand stand, the one that was like friends with Josuke.
Oh, yeah.
Oyaski or
Oyasu. I don't know. I don't know his name,
but I feel like and the one difference that I liked that made Stardust Crusaders better than Diamonds Unbreakable is like, well, I guess I can't really say that because there still is really cool side characters in Diamonds Unbreakable, but I feel like he was the like sidekick kind of Josuke, whereas oh shit, I can't remember the guy from Stardust Crusaders that was Jotaro's friend, the one that dies.
Polonov?
No, the other one, the redhead.
Oh, no, you're talking about.
I can't.
Oh, Emerald.
Emerald Green.
Yeah, Emerald Green. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I don't remember
what
his user's name was. But basically like him and like Palmerov, like these people had such cool abilities and like fought so much in Stardust Crusaders, where I feel like the guy that had the hand in Diamonds Unbreakable didn't really do much, honestly.
Yeah, the hand, like I said this in the last podcast episode, the hand is such a good stand ability, but they just wasted his potential. And it just practically threw it in the trash, because if I had an ability where my right hand was like fucking powerful enough to just break the space in between me and you, and just pull us and just basically disintegrate anything that it touches, that would be like... I feel like the Kira fight could have been done a lot sooner if the hand was just taken to the basically used its potential.
I can't
but
even
they
remember.
just
Did he have like a one-on-one fight? I can't.
not really. I just
I
know he
honestly
got
don't
fucked up in the
remember.
beginning. Like that's
Right?
what I
Yeah.
remember.
Well, he fought Josuke and got his ass kicked, and then like I feel like from that point on, he was just like did nothing.
Yeah.
But Koishi's reverb, I think, ended up being one of my favorite stands at the
But
end.
yeah, Koichi's
Or-
reverb is honestly like SHIT.
Yeah, sheet. Freeze! I thought that was so
Freeze,
cool. Yeah.
freeze. No, that one is honestly, it's honestly up there. Act 3 is up there, man. It has its own character, and this is
Right. And the way he uses it, he's like very
Yeah.
smart too, which is kind of cool.
and I kind of like that it does Act 3 teaches Koichi how to use it rather than
Right.
Koichi already knowing how to use Act 3.
Right.
And it kind of has like a Cell vibe to it.
It does, yeah. Like
The way he just fucking metamorphs and breaks out of a cocoon and shit.
Right.
You can definitely see the Cell. I'm not sure what came out first. I think the Cell Saga came out before Diamonds Unbreakable.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so you can definitely see the Cell inspiration that they used on Koichi, and they did an amazing job with it, man. Because at first, Koichi's stand was cool. It did its job, but once they brought out Act 3 and then Koichi went fucking Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
It just came out of nowhere with some new stand. I was like, what is this? And then they literally spelled out SHIT or like dashes, and it was funny. He was like, 3 freeze. And it was kind of like he kind of sounded like a beatboxer. Not like a beatboxer, like a radio, a boombox. He kind of sounded like he had the sound of a boombox. It was funny. But honestly, for what Diamonds and Brickable was worth, it was entertaining. It was good. But I feel like I'm gonna like Golden Wind 10 times better.
Yeah, I think so too.
10 times better because there was a lot of aspects to Diamonds Unbreakable that they just didn't execute the way I would have loved them to execute it. And maybe I'm just being, a little picky about it, but there was just certain things that I really wish I'd like to see more. Like, but there were some stands that I kind of felt were kind of useless, like the Hound, like the Hound guy with I forgot what the Highway Go-Go, I think that was the name of it. I feel like Highway Go-Go was just a useless stand that they just kind of filled a void by using it. And same with what's that dude? Damn, the one that came out of paper, like not the manga writer, but the guy that kidnapped Josuke's mom and Koichi and stuff. But I don't know. I just feel like the pre-antagonist stand users, they were useless. Like they did its purpose for one episode, but I just feel like they could have been more creative with the what do you call it? The build up to stand users, I guess.
Right. The build up to the true antagonist.
Yeah.
Man. Well, I'm excited to see what Golden Wind has to come.
Well, you're in for so much. Like that is easily my favorite JoJo's part. Yeah. So far, it's been. I still need to get through Stone Ocean and Part 7 and Part 8, but
okay.
Right.
How many parts in JoJo are there? Is it still going on?
Still going on. Part 8 isn't finished yet, but Part 8's been going on for like a while. It's taken hiatus, has come back to it, and then Stone Ocean has Jotaro's daughter Jolene.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's really interesting. Apparently, that part has like some of the most like crazy OP stands, like just insane stands in that part.
Dang.
I do like that they switched the JoJo masculinity to. I hope she just doesn't look like a fucking man.
No, she looks like she's very interesting looking. I really like her design.
The way you say that doesn't make me.
I mean, you look it up real quick. Jolene Joestar.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, I like her. But yeah, Golden Wind. There is a part in there. Like I think Golden Wind probably has some of the most brutal parts in any JoJo's. Like I haven't gotten so much to Stone Ocean, but compared to the other parts, like there's some really brutal parts in Golden Wind.
Really?
Yeah, there's one part. It's with a car. That's the only hint I'll give. But in the anime, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah. You're right. It is very. She does look very interesting. That's the best word you can possibly use.
Jolene Puja.
Yeah, one thing I love about JoJo's is probably the fashion. Like that show has very unique sense of fashion.
Yeah,
especially fashion in the colors.
Especially in Golden Wind with the little, like they all have some kind of chest cut out in their clothes. I don't know.
What year is this supposed to take place in?
In like the year 2000.
Okay, yeah, because the other ones were like the 90s, right? Yeah. Like I think Diamond Unbreakable was like 99 or something, or 98.
Diamond Unbreakable, it's actually, I think it started in like the earlier 90s, and then it went on to like the later night or like the 97 or something like that. And then Golden Wind, I think Golden Wind first started in 99, ended in like 2001.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, on another note, I had something I wanted to ask you guys, because I saw somebody post it the other day and I was curious to see what you guys think. What do you think is like the golden age of anime? Like 90s,
90s,
early 2000s, 2000 teens, or like
early 2000s,
recent?
Early 2000s, 2007.
I'd say early 2000s, yeah.
Like so like what would you consider like the big three, like Naruto, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter in that period, or
during
so I guess Hunter x Hunter's anime, the new anime didn't really come out till 2011, so I
that's
guess
true, yeah.
For shonen, I guess you can say Naruto, Bleach, and
Bleach, yeah.
Oh, what? Okay.
Auto upgrade.
Yeah, it's an auto upgrade. Okay.
All right, I guess we got lucky.
So, yeah.
But yeah, so for shonen, I guess you can say Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, and the godfather or godmother of shonen is Dragon Ball Z. But honestly, for like let's say Mecha, I guess you can say the godmother of Mecha is Evangelion. And for I don't even know. Yeah, just I hate just admitting that the big three is Naruto, Bleach, because I really don't like Bleach. And
well, I don't mean big three as like what you think's the best, just like more so what was so popular or relevant in that time. And I feel like Bleach, One Piece, and
during the time,
Naruto.
I feel like those three got more popular as time went on. Like during that time.
Like during that time happened,
Yeah, I feel like during that time, the popular anime were like Ghost in the Shell, Evangelion, Eureka 7, Gurren Lagann. Like I think that's during that time, mechas were a lot more popular in shonen anime. Like Gundam, for example.
Yeah, Iron Blood Orphans.
Yeah, so.
Still haven't seen that. I have to watch it. My cousin.
Yeah, I need to watch Gundam too. But yeah, so I guess shonen took over after like Shippuden. But shonen was still popular, but mecha and sci-fi was, the king during entering like the 2000s. And, all the wannabes took over by just watching, shonen and nothing else. But when I say shonen, I'm only talking about Naruto and, Bleach and One Piece, and not expanding their horizons like, watching Hunter x Hunter, for example, and actually knowing what a good shonen looks like. And being like, oh, like I was speaking to you both. I spoke to Eric and Connor about this dude that was saying One Piece is better than Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and that biased ass criticism just pissed me off, and I'm still salty about it. I'm not gonna lie.
I would be salty about it too. I would Fullmetal Alchemist definitely over One Piece.
But yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Just the people that grew up in like the late 2000s that just think the big three are the gods of all anime, and there's nothing better than those three.
Right.
Honestly, I love Naruto.
Yeah.
I love Naruto, but am I gonna say Naruto is the best anime? No, I just can't. I can't. I can name 5 of the anime off the top of my head that I think is just 10 times better than Naruto.
Go.
Um,
No,
this
oh,
is my
Eric
opinion though.
froze. Oh no, he's back. Okay.
It's my opinion though. But
I honestly think the middle, like the kind of the late 2000s, like around 2010. I think that was my favorite generation.
really,
Yeah, like Full
interesting.
Metal Alchemist. Well, I mean, I haven't seen Brotherhood yet, but I've seen the original, and I know how great it is. I don't really need to see it, but that, like Attack on Titan, Hunter x Hunter, I think those are like when I think of like the core generation of anime, when it was like really at its peak. That's when I think of.
Okay. The reason why I say early 2000s is because I'm sure you guys haven't watched Bakken and Test. You guys, like you said earlier, you haven't watched Darker Than Black, Connor. Death Note, Code Geass.
Death Note was what, 2006, something like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. What else? I'm trying to think. Shit. Yeah, I think Eureka. I forgot when Eureka 7 came out. I think it came out like 2004. But yeah, so you got all those iconic anime. Desert Punk, if you guys ever heard of Desert Punk. No, you guys haven't? Okay.
I haven't. No.
I haven't.
Okay. But yeah, you have just iconic anime that came out during that time that just honestly, I feel like it will be hard to reach those milestones because anime is just a lot of anime during this time is just unoriginal. You got like 10 replicas of Naruto, like the same main character and side main character like Naruto and Sasuke that just everybody tries to follow, just like Black Clover, which I can't watch anymore because they just.
But you also have things like Demon Slayer, which I think is pretty
That's
original.
True.
I feel like that doesn't really like follow like the One Piece or Naruto tropes. I feel like it kind of has its own
Inuyasha,
own take on the what.
Inuyasha kind of has like Inuyasha touched on demons and things.
Well, yeah, but when I think of like Demon Slayer, I'm thinking like it adds an aspect where it's like not so much like our group's gonna fight your group. It's more like the whole group together has to team up to take out one guy because there's so much difference.
That's
in,
true.
Like,
the power skill is not so.
Yeah, like shonen is usually like you have your MC who is just so overpowered and like has all these power ups that he eventually unlocks. Which I mean, I guess Tanjiro kind of has that in a sense, yes, but like it just takes away where it's like he's not really the most powerful character right off.
I have to say the late 2010s has to be one of the worst eras of anime because it's just filled with multiple isekais and
You have noticed about more recent animes is all the animes that we're the most hyped for are the animes that have already been done in the manga. Like they're finally now getting an anime adaptation, like Jojo's Hunter x Hunter, like animes that have already been done way in the past in the manga, but are now just getting anime adaptation. Those are the ones we seem to be the most hyped for.
Right. I think that's you're right. It's because like that's at that point they have the material so they can make the anime badass. Whereas like like when Hunter x Hunter was the 90s anime come out, it was like they were competing with the manga because the manga was like still being written.
The original Hunter x Hunter was trash. The
original
anime is trash.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you have something that you're like you don't know what to make because you're still waiting for him to rate a chapter, then it's like it's hard. Whereas stuff like Dorohedoro, where it's like I mean I guess that's kind of still coming out, right? The manga.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like Dorohedoro. You have animes like Dororo that have come out. The manga has come out. But the thing about that is I feel like you can't put the anime in that certain year because the manga is so much older. Because the manga was already made and the anime is based off the manga. But when you have like these isekai anime, I feel like they're a lot more recent than like Jojo and Dororo and all these like these past 3 years, I've seen at least 10 of the same isekais. Like the girl with the shield, it's just like Rising Shield Hero or having a smartphone in another world.
Right.
It's like
Because there hasn't been that next big three yet. They're still trying to figure out what it's going to be.
man, I
Jujutsu
don't know.
Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Just Kaisen.
Demon Slayer. My Hero Academia. That's my
Maybe demons might just be the
next
next big thing. I don't know. Demon slaying might just be the next big thing.
Right. Well, that's another reason why I like Demon Slayer so much is because the main character isn't like a stereotypical shonen main character where they have some like demon or like something inside of them that is just like giving them all this power, like Naruto, Asta. I mean, I guess kind of Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen, or even I guess you can consider Deku as kind of like that. I mean, it's not a demon, but he has, All Might's power inside of him. It's like something that's giving them power.
Well, for Deku, I feel like you can't really put Deku in that list because he's been given like he's getting given superpowers,
right?
And he's been given just like a free ride to being a superhero because he has All Might's power. But a perfect relation to Tanjiro would be somebody like who can I think of? I don't even know because it's so hard to find
exactly. I think he's
character.
Pretty original.
Yeah,
I mean, he has a lot of character, traits that are similar to other main characters, but as far as like the story goes, I think it's it's kind of original.
Yeah. Just I feel like having this main character, like I don't know, I just feel like they need shonen would be so much better if they just had main characters that weren't so OP or so overpowered.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's just, for example, like Naruto, I would prefer Sasuke as a main character over Naruto, and that's just because Sasuke honestly has Naruto has a cool backstory, but Sasuke has an even cooler backstory. With Itachi killing his whole family for the elite village, and Sasuke going through like a whole bunch of different stages of manipulation, and going from one phase to wanting to kill to being Hokage and killing, basically erasing everybody in the elite village and starting his own village.
Yeah. And I like Sasuke's fights are a lot better than Naruto's fights.
Yeah.
Like Naruto's fights become a little too predictable. But Sasuke uses it with his Sharingan, uses all kinds of different abilities,
right.
a lot more technical than just Naruto's typical Rasengan.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like Naruto's up until at least the Pain fight. I think Naruto's whole mentality was just trying to overpower his enemy, whereas like Sasuke is like tactically planning out everything, which
I don't know if it's just me. But the only good fights that Naruto has are the ones he's getting beat up at first, like the Pain fight. Like Pain fight was dope, but that was only because Pain was doing so much badass shit.
It was
Naruto. This world shall know. It's just Pain is just. It was sad when Jiraiya died. I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those people that cried when Jiraiya died. But it's just the main character in shonen just need to change. That needs to change now. You hear that, anime world? It needs to change now. Just need more originality. And I know it's hard to be original in 2020 because so many things have come out already. But everybody is their own person and everybody is their own writer. So I feel like you can just make something your own without making it so referenced off of something else, like Black Clover, because Black Clover is shit in my opinion. Like it was good at first, but it just went downhill so fast. Like literally Asta, and I forgot the other dude's name. Was literally just a splitting image of Naruto and Sasuke.
Right.
And they have the same character personalities, and it's just disgusting.
And then there's animes that are original, but they're just lacking something. Like with Gleipnir, that anime, I could say that was a very original anime, but like a lot of the characters just weren't that good or very memorable, and there was only like maybe one that was.
Right.
Is it
just kind of relied on like ecchi scenes and like fan service to be good?
Yeah, it really did.
Like it had such a cool idea and it just let me down.
Is it just me or mecha anime or like they always find some way to just be the most original? Like
I haven't really watched enough mecha to.
Okay. But for example, Darling in the Franxx, that shit was original. I've never seen such an intimate way to drive a mecha before, like Darling in the Franxx.
Oh yeah, like the sex position.
Yeah.
That anime, I could talk about that one like for
Is it good?
But, yeah, it was good for what it's worth.
Yeah,
it went downhill at the second half, but it was good. It had like so much potential to be something amazing.
Yeah, I know.
Neon Genesis Evangelion is honestly like top, like god tier. What else? This is a bunch of different, like Cowboy Bebop. I don't think there ever be an anime like Cowboy Bebop in the world. And I hope there's an anime that can meet the standards of Cowboy Bebop, but I don't have much, hope for that, because it's the way the anime industry is coming, and a lot of the fans that are entering a lot of younger scenes in the anime community, they're gonna, take over at one point in time, and that's what they're gonna like it, to see. And it's just,
well, I feel like that's kind of happening slowly right now. I mean, with like things like Beastars taking off and being so popular, I feel like that's something that's never been done before.
Oh, no, definitely.
Like, yeah, like stuff like that. Like that's not, how many chapters did that have before it finished?
Almost 200. I had 196, and
yeah.
that was
a pretty long running.
Yeah, it was, especially with the next season's going to be so cool. Like, things are going to change. Everything's going to get so much better and turn on a bunch of new fans. The only issue with Beastars is the ending wasn't good.
Yeah.
It went downhill towards the ending and felt super, super rushed. But then they had these arcs, like the one that's about to happen in season 2, like Murder Solution, Life is a Dropout, that were just amazing. And then they had this like new arc, which was really good at first, and then just kind of went downhill towards the end.
I like Demon Slayer.
Yeah, like it was good, and then just the ending, it's like, what the fuck happened in these last like 30 chapters?
Right. But like it was good up until that point, so like it allows like new series to take traction, and like from that, I mean, other things can try to start, pushing the boundaries of what is acceptable and what takes off as like a popular show.
Definitely. And that's one of the reasons why I've kind of gravitated to a lot of these like furry animes, because all of them are so original in and of itself. It's not just all like basic like Zootopia type setting, like it takes like this other spin, especially with B&A, like with like slice of life and action as well.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the originality. I can't wait to see what's to come in the next decade.
Definitely.
That is true.
Yeah.
Ah, man. You guys have any other topics to talk about, or we got enough off our chest for today?
I think we had a pretty good talk today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just know, man, that said One Piece is better than Fullmetal Alchemist. I'm still coming after you.
They're both better than Fairy Tail, at least.
At least that is true. I'm gonna ask my friend Johnny if he likes Fullmetal Alchemist better than One Piece. That's a good question. I need to ask him.
I need to make a video about Fullmetal Alchemist, like
Shonen Spidey.
Yeah, Shonen Spidey. Shouts out to you, Shonen Spidey.
Shout out.
But all right, guys. I think we can wrap it up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode, and we talked about Diamonds Unbreakable. We touched a little bit on Golden Wind. We definitely drifted to, shonen and the anime community and the originality and unoriginality of multiple anime. So I hope you guys like this episode. There's a lot of controversial talk in this episode, and let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about, the topic that we spoke on, and hope you guys catch us in the next episode. Peace out.
So.